Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we have something super exciting that this video is gonna be about. You guys know by the title what it is, and you guys know that I love this product so much. If you're new here, spoiler alert, blush is my absolute favorite step in my makeup routine. I love blush so much. I feel like it just brings everything to life. You can look like a baby doll. You can just look really subtle with the blush. I just feel like it's just amazing. And I really do feel like it's that one product that just brings the whole look together. I absolutely love blush. And today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my top 10 favorite cream blush formulas, okay? I have 10 cream blush formulas sitting right in front of me. I'm gonna have the swatches for you guys and of course the close-ups. You know how your girl do. So without further ado, let's get into the video. First off, can we just talk about your girl got her hair done? And when I tell you, I just feel so good with my hair done. It's been a minute since I had inches and got me a nice little sew-in, but I'm really feeling it. The girl that I went to did such an amazing job. Let's get into these blushes. I have no idea which blush I want to start with. Like, I don't know which one I want to start with. Let's start off with these. So my first favorite blush formula in my collection comes from Makeup Revolution. Now I know Makeup Revolution has a lot of hits and misses, but these are truly a hit. These are their fast-based blushes, okay? So these are so pigmented. When I tell you these are probably one of the most pigmented blushes in my collection. I have a couple of pigmented blushes we're gonna talk about in this video, but when I say these are probably literally the most pigmented, they are intense. So today I swatched on my face this one right here. This is the shade Spice, and it is a beautiful red. This is actually the newest one to my collection because I do have 3 in total. I have the shade Spice, Raspberry, and Bloom. The pigment is literally one swipe. Not only that, these are only $8 too, which is amazing. I don't think Ulta sells these. I ordered all of mine from Beauty Bay, but I just love this formula. I feel like it's super intense. I never have to set it with a powder blush. It is just absolutely amazing. If you love pigmented blushes, you're gonna love these. If you don't love pigmented blushes, these might not be for you. I do have a couple of other blushes in this video that might be more your style, but these right here are intense and I love them. I feel like whenever I just want a nice punchy blush, I pull these. You do not need a lot of product. I'm telling you, you do not need a lot. You guys saw in the little demo how much product I went in with. Not a lot to start, so just keep that in mind. Next formula is a formula I'm definitely not gonna spend too much time on because lately I've been talking about these so much, so I don't really wanna sound like a broken record when it comes to these cream blushes. But these right here are from Mitchell. These are the Made by Mitchell blushes, okay? These are amazing. If you haven't checked out my last video, I think this is probably my last video. It's one of my last videos where I literally swatch every single blush for you guys, as well as apply some to my face and also test out the new blush lights that he came out with. Definitely check those out. I go more in depth on the formula and things like that, but this is a cream blush that you can put under powder as well as over powder. It's more so like a liquid to powder formula, which I definitely love. This is just one of those blushes I like to reach for. First of all, for every day, my favorite shade is Cherry Cola, which is the one I swatched for you guys today in the little demo, but I just love using this because once again, it dries down to like a powdery matte finish. I don't have to top it with a powder blush. These are just amazing and they're also very versatile, so highly recommend checking these out. If not any blush in this video, definitely check out the Made by Mitchell blushes. The next blushes I want to talk about are from Rare Beauty. These are the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. Now I feel like TikTok literally made these viral. Like everybody knows about these. I feel like everyone has at least one of these Rare Beauty blushes in their collection, and if you don't, you are missing out because this is another liquid to powder formula. Super easy to use. One dot is all you need for some people. I'm always on TikTok and I see people saying, 1 dot is all you need. Like, that's literally it. No. If you love blush as much as I do and you love a punchy blush, I feel like 1 dot is never enough, or a little bit is never enough. Okay, I feel like one little swipe is enough for these Revolution Fast Base blushes, but for these, you will see me putting like 3-4 dots on my face because I love an intense pigmented blush. I have 4 shades right now. These are the 4 shades I have. So I have Believe, Grateful, Lucky, and Love. These are my favorite shades. So this one is Faith. So this is a purple one. So I have these 5 right here. So beautiful, guys. These are such a beautiful formula. They're amazing. Next up is another blush formula that a lot of people are really familiar with, and that is the Patrick Ta blush formula. This is one of my favorite blush formulas because you can put it on top of powder. I also feel like this is probably one of the most unique blush formulas in my collection because this is the only blush in my collection that I know truly works with putting the powder first and then the cream on top. Like, I feel like that's just so weird to me, but it works. So Patrick Ta says that's what he likes to do. I tried it out, it works. And honestly, I'm still shook to this day that that is something that actually works. So this shade right here is called Oh She's Different. This is the one that I did on the demo for you guys today. I'm more so talking about the cream formula, but I also want to talk about the powder formula because I just feel like they're just like a duo. They're just together, you know? You can't do one without the other, I feel like. So that's this one. I also have this right here, the Major Headlines blush palette, but good news for you guys who did not get your hands on this blush palette. He did release all 3 of these shades in singles, and if I would have known that, I would have probably gotten the singles. I know people are like, I'd prefer it in a palette, but the singles are easier to travel with. I love this shade right here. This is my favorite shade. This one's called She's Baked. I just love blushes that look like this. I also love the other 2 shades. Even this bubblegum pink shade I can use, which is so interesting because I don't usually go for blushes like this, but this one just looks beautiful on my skin. I will say it's such a beautiful, beautiful blush. I feel like the cream formula gives you a nice dewy kind of look, as well as you guys can see. It just looks dewy and glowy, which I'm not usually one to like that, but something about this formula, I'm just like, okay, I'm okay with that, you know? So my next favorite formula of cream blush is the Makeup by Mario blush sticks. These are always sold out, so I do apologize. I do think he did just bring a couple of these back in stock. I have 3 shades. I have the shade Plumberry, Raspberry, and Earthy Pink. I feel like I use all 3 of these shades per season, okay? So this shade right here, Plumberry, is absolutely beautiful. This is the one that I decided to demo for you guys. This is a shade that I feel like not a lot of people would gravitate to. This is the one shade that truly does not sell out, and I just feel like it looks intimidating, but it's really not. It's absolutely beautiful on the cheeks, and on deeper complexions, this shade is literally chef's kiss. Another shade that I feel like is a little bit underrated is the shade Raspberry. Now this is a very super bright, intense pink, but let me tell you, it's so beautiful on the cheeks. I think it's such a beautiful shade. I feel like I'm gonna be pulling from this shade a lot during the summertime because I'm gonna be going for those more like brighter, reddish, orangey kind of blushes. And I truly love this one. It's absolutely beautiful. This formula is just great. It's super easy to use. I like to apply this with a brush, sometimes a sponge. I feel like it's very versatile in that aspect. It's a very pigmented blush formula as well. But if you haven't tried those, seriously check them out. You are truly missing out. Such a beautiful, beautiful blush formula. Moving on, the next one is from NARS. Now I actually only have 1 shade because NARS only came out with 3 shades total, and this is the only shade I feel like I could possibly use for my skin tone. This is their liquid blush. This is in the shade Dolce Vita. This is absolutely beautiful. This shade actually reminds me of the shade Earthy Pink from the Makeup by Mario blush sticks. I feel like this is like the liquid form of Earthy Pink. I absolutely love this blush. The only thing to note about this blush is that it is very liquidy and runny. It is a very runny blush, so I do first of all recommend shaking it up before you even apply it. It's less messy if you just put it on the back of your hand. 1 or 2 squirts is good enough. The pigment is there, it's beautiful, I love it. I do like to set this blush because it is such a like runny kind of formula, so I do like to set this with a powder, but it is just such a beautiful shade. It's so beautiful, and I think it's perfect for everyday as well. All right, the next blush formula is a newer blush formula, but honestly, I fell in love with this the moment I tried these. These are the Morphe Blush Bombs, okay? These are freaking amazing. This is the only blush in my collection where I can use my fingers. Who would have thought? Before I even discovered this product, it literally had to be a sponge or a brush. Never my fingers. No. I don't even like to apply my primer with my fingers or my moisturizer with my fingers, but these are beautiful. My favorite shade out of all three is Wild Wine. Maybe because it's the deepest shade, but it's just so pretty. I love the shade so much. This is the shade I went in with in the demo. It's absolutely beautiful. As you guys can see, it blends out beautifully. It is a cream to powder finish, which is nice because you do not have to set it with the powder. That is another thing that is a plus for me. And not only that, I just feel like this formula is just so beautiful. It can also go on top of powder. It doesn't disrupt my foundation or pick up anything. It is just a beautiful formula. And these are only $12 too. So these are my favorite blushes that Morphe ever came out with, and they came out with quite a few. But they really did their thing with these. I just hope that we see more shades. On another blush formula that I feel like is a little bit underrated. Like, I know that people know these are good, but they don't talk about it enough. And that is the Tower 28 blushes. Now, I only have two. One thing about it is Tower 28 has not come out with a lot of shades, okay? Kind of sucks. I did find my two favorite shades. I mean, these two shades I happen to love very much, but I just wish that we had more shades. Like, Tower 28, what you doing? Give us more shades, okay? Give us some more. We want more shades. So, I have the shade Beach Please, and that's not what it's called. Why do I always do that. So these are the Beach Please blushes, but the two shades I have is After Hours and Power Hour. I get these confused. Let me just tell you, they're very different. One is more of like a terracotta kind of blush, and the other one's kind of like a berry wine blush. They're so beautiful and I love them. This formula is amazing. It's very pigmented. It does swatch and go on kind of like sheer looking, but you can build it up. It's such a buildable formula, which is really nice. It also gives you a really nice dewy kind of look as well. This is a formula I do set because I don't like that much dew, but these blushes right here, these are from Colored Rain. I do not talk about Colored Rain a lot on my channel. I haven't tried many of their products, but these are one of the products I have tried. These are probably, next to the Makeup Revolution Fast Base blushes, these are the most pigmented blushes I have ever used in my entire life. These are intense. You can never have too much blush, which is definitely true. But this, oh my gosh, I made the mistake in thinking I'm gonna take my sponge, I'm going to tap, tap, tap in this and put it on my face. No, it had me looking like, I don't know, it just had me looking a mess, okay? Don't do like me when I tell you, you do not need a lot of this. And also, I think the main thing with this is it just picks up a lot. This formula is kind of like, it's a very thick cream. Like, it's literally a thick cream. It's not like a balmy kind of texture. That's why they're so pigmented. So I have two shades. This shade is called Smooches. It's a really pretty, vibrant pink. I have to tread very lightly when I go on with this because the shade that you see here is the shade that will go on your face. The other shade is, this one is right here. It's an orange. It's called Spicy. This is the one I demoed for you guys today. It is such a beautiful, beautiful orange blush, okay? Absolutely stunning. I love this blush so much. It looks so pretty. When I was putting it on, I was like, ooh, I should have did like an orangey kind of look because this would have been amazing. Tread lightly with it though, but I highly recommend those, and you do get a lot of product for your money. Last but certainly not least is the blush I'm wearing today on my cheeks. I love this blush because one, I didn't have to set it with a powder. This is the like one blush that I can really, that it doesn't stick to my face. I love these, and they are from Rem Beauty, okay? Ari did her thing with these. I have 4 shades, y'all. Y'all remember when I only had like 3? No, I had 2, and then I bought another one, and then I bought another one. So now I have 4, and I think I'm done because these are the only shades that really caught my eye. Unless she comes out with more. I wouldn't be surprised of that, but I don't think she will because the shade range is intense. I want to say there's probably like 10 shades, which is, I think, that's a lot. There's something for everyone, which is amazing. I have the shade Broadway Baby, Standing O, Leading Lady, and Callback. The shade that I'm wearing today is called Callback, and it's beautiful. I'm obsessed with this blush. Like when I say I'm obsessed, I'm obsessed. Like I just feel like this look that I got going on today is more like on the monochromatic side, but I love it. These are pigmented, okay? This is a blush stick that dries to a matte. She also says you can use this as a lipstick, so I guess that, I mean, that makes sense why it's the texture that it is. But I love it. So I applied this with a sponge. I feel like a sponge is just a little bit easier to control this and to really blend out the product. I don't like to use this with a brush. A sponge just gives me a little bit more control because of the formula, because it is kind of like a lipstick, but you can put it on your cheeks if that makes sense. But it's just really beautiful and I just love everything. I love everything about it. It's stunning. Like I just... Look at my cheeks, they're glowing. It's so pretty. And it also is not sticky, which is really, really nice. So, oh my goodness, that was a lot. Okay, well, so those are my top 10 favorite cream blush formulas in my collection. Do not get me started with powder because that's a whole other story. Whew, I have a lot of powder that I love. But this is cream. I really wanted to do cream. This was super fun. You guys know I love blush. And any chance I get to talk about a blush, you know it's a good time. You know I'm excited about it, okay? I'm excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you were able to figure out which blush you want to try next or which blush would be right for you. Hopefully it was helpful in some way. Let me know your thoughts down below and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.